My mind was dirty, but not that dirty.
Wow. Man, I wish we could take the leash off of Jeff. No telling what we could get.
We get banned from YouTube with that.
Yeah.
All right, before we start the show, our second contest after last week here for the PlayStation gift card. Drum roll, please. Chronoside. Chronoside's the winner, and he was amped to enter the contest. He was hitting me up on Twitter afterwards saying, "Hey, you got my email, right?" He was the only person that did that. And so, yeah, thank you, Chronoside, for the support.
Not that the email to Nate forced his decision to give Chronoside the winner.
Completely random. I don't even know the guy, to be honest. So, yeah, it is what it is. But congratulations, Chronoside.
Congrats. This week's episode is brought to you by our buddies over at Mutiny Info Cafe, where they not only have a great selection of used books, records, and great coffee, but they also have a fantastic selection of new and used comic books, graphic novels, and more. Mutiny Information Cafe in Denver at the corner of Broadway and Ellsworth, and online at mutinyinfocafe.com.
Damn, you blew through that. The special
marathon.
Killed it.
Yeah, last week the Mutiny, we gave away Thor tickets thanks to Mutiny for the pre-screening of it, and I gotta say Matt Megacy over there got me into Thor a week early, so more mad props to Mutiny. They're definitely an awesome partner of ours, and check them out.
Yeah. All right, on this week's Comically Gaming, we discuss BlizzCon 2017, EA changes to the Loot Crate system for Battlefront 2, PlayStation trophy money earning, Super Mario Odyssey, selling big, Sony's Paris Games Conference, and huge, and Thor Ragnarok Spectacular.
Big week in Nateland. The Walking Dead season 8 episode 2, again, really good. I'm happy so far with the first 2 episodes. I could gripe about it, but they've been so bad for a while there that I'm happy again with Walking Dead. Stranger Things, I'm through episode 4 now. Next week is our Stranger Things special. So yeah. I got 5 to knock out this week. So
I gotta burn the midnight oil on that.
yeah, we'll get it done. We played last week. We played some Gran Turismo, which was awesome, huh?
It's totally awesome.
That was fun.
We have a bigger crew tonight. Jeff got it.
Oh, that's awesome. Oliver too, and Mojo running it.
Y'all have any dirty drivers in there?
Oh yeah,
Adam.
Adam's the main.
That's what I was waiting for. I knew already. I just wanted to see if y'all call him out.
One who's dirty at all games.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like if the cars, they make it so that if you were to purposely hit somebody because of your bad driving, it turns your car into a ghost, so it doesn't kind of affect their race. But Adam still manages to fuck people up, brake checking them and stuff. Like, yeah, it was
so
a mess,
dirty.
but,
And the thing about his brake check is I saw his brake light, so I instinctively started to brake.
Right.
But I figured that he was braking enough to make the corner, and I did the same braking, and he broke a lot harder, and that's why I got a little called him out on.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it was a ton of fun.
Yeah, it was. I wish I recorded it that one turn when all 3 of us were ghosts just slamming through the corner.
There were a lot of those turns. I don't think I remember a particular one. But yeah, good time. So
that dirt course.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. So yeah, we'll be doing more of that. The Wildlands, where we have unlocked El Sueño. Last week we didn't go after them, but this week we're gonna. We decided because we bought what's the Outlast, Corey? Is that what it's called?
Light.
Oh, Dying Light.
Light.
Dying Light. Yeah, it's gonna be the next one. We're gonna play open world, first person survival zombie game.
Oh yeah.
So we'll check that out next.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I got my hands this week for the first time ever on a Switch in my hands. Played
Nice.
Mario Odyssey. So yeah, finally, it only took me a year to get one of those things in my hand. Something's wrong with
Play
my
it
life
on the Switch.
at this point. Yes, I did. It was some friends brought it over. So yeah, finally got to take some Joy-Cons out and snap them back in and play around
how
with
was
the UI
the-
and stuff.
How's the taste?
It's good. My only complaint is that it doesn't have a real D-pad. That is
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's definitely quality. I definitely want one. I don't know when it'll
Like
happen.
you
but-
really use.
What's that?
I haven't felt that. That was kind of a complaint of mine as well, but I've never wanted a D-pad yet. Playing any games on it, it's not like you really use D-pad much anymore.
Yeah, if they finally ever put a virtual console on it, though, I'll
Yeah.
buy it for that.
Right.
That's the thing.
I guess you can get aftermarket bullshit with D-pads, but
Right. Totally. So and then last night, so I had some buddies over for Imperial Assault night, which was great.
That looked
great
good.
time. Yeah, it's gotten to the point now where I know the rules well enough that I don't have to sit there with the book the whole time. So we just kind of play through the adventures and stuff. It kind of lent itself. We had too many people, so I have the Luke expansion, and normally he's just supposed to be like a companion to the group, but I had let somebody play him, and so it was fun. I got to be a little mini DM because there were points where Luke could crush. You know what I mean? The stuff that he was doing was way better than our little posses, and so I had to throw more enemies at him, things like that. And then when stuff got hairy, let up a little bit. Like it was cool. I was playing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely had a good time with that. My favorite game, hands down. And maybe not because Star Wars is involved, but I'm sure that helps. And then the final thing, I saw Thor twice. This is our Thor Spectacular. We're going to be talking Thor at the end of the show. Full spoilers.
oh yeah, that can't be your final thing. Did you just do something?
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot. And this evening, after I got back from Thor, saw finished Hellblade finally. So
Yeah.
Hellblade,
Oh,
yeah, great game.
Yay.
Thank you. I
clap.
got to say, Hela in Hellblade is not near as sexy as Hela in Thor Ragnarok. She's kind of nasty, I'd have to say. But that game, I don't know. I need some more time to digest it. It's a weird one. It's some of it is the highs in that game are some of the coolest stuff things that I've never experienced in games before, particularly story-wise. It hit me deep a couple times, but it definitely has its negatives too. So I don't know where it sits in the grand scheme of my mind right this minute. I gotta let it sleep on it, see how we go from there. Yeah, so that was it. Thank you for the reminder, Corey. We'll move on to you.
All right. I'm gonna start this week off with. I got some amiibos show and tell.
Nice.
For Super Mario Odyssey. For you people on podcasts, sorry, you gotta watch us on YouTube for stuff.
That's for
We got
Jeff.
Mario.
Nice.
Look, Jeff. Look at that.
Looking sharp.
Good. You like that, Jeff?
Yeah.
Got
I like the tux.
his competition, which is actually my favorite one. I didn't even really want to get it to start off, but it's
I like that
badass.
better. That one
That's
looks
pretty
better.
awesome.
Yeah.
Bowser looks a
Bowser.
lot more pimp than that stupid plumber
Yeah.
Mario.
Pimpin'.
I'm definitely a fan of Bowser. Definitely my favorite character in the series.
He grew on me for sure, and then the bride.
Damn. She's ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like she just saw anal beads or something. She's like,
Oh!
Straw.
My mind was dirty, but not that dirty.
Wow. Man, I wish we could take the leash off of Jeff. No telling what we could get.
we get banned
No.
from YouTube with
So
that.
yeah, it's but I also had a big week. I start with small stuff. I watched The Gifted again. Gifted's continuing to be good. That's definitely a good B grade superhero show. I kind of stopped watching The Inhumans. I kept up with it for like 5 episodes, and now I'm a couple behind. But The Gifted's keeping me hooked. It's worth
cool.
it.
I guess I should check it out.
Yeah, it's cool, and there's a lot of mutants and stuff. And
Is that all new characters?
no, it's not all new. The fuck is her name? One of the main characters, the girl in it, is Magneto's daughter. She's an X-Men in the
Polaris?
book. Polaris.
Oh, Polaris is in it? Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. Pretty sure. I might be wrong. I
She
think
have green
what it
hair?
is, though. Yeah, it's Polaris. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Gifted. Still good. I mean, it's it's not as good as Legion, but it's good for a Fox X-Men show for sure. Watched Walking Dead. Yeah, still good. I finished Stranger Things. Totally awesome.
Nice.
Stranger Things, and not quite as good as season 1, I'd say, because you kind of knew everything that was going on. Half the thing with season 1 was the
Mystery.
The moms, think she's going crazy and stuff because you don't know if the stuff's
Right, it might have
real.
been in her head, right.
Yeah, and all that's out in the open now. So, but still great. Those characters are so awesome. Really good.
I can't wait to talk full spoilers about it.
Yeah, for sure. And then I watched last night. I watched The Witch, as you guys were talking about.
What'd you think?
What'd you think?
I liked it. It was good. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's hard for a horror movie to, most horror movies are just either like psycho person killing sprees,
Yeah.
or like the ones that are heady usually end up being pretty bad in my mind.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, and The Witch was the opposite of that. The Witch was a heady one. You know
Zach
what I mean?
just
And,
thought it was okay.
Oh, I just
I was
Yeah.
like,
loved it to
I was
death.
like, dude, no, it's great.
What do you think about the
Yeah.
language, Corey?
I liked it. I could. It was cool. And for the most part, I could understand. I'd have to jump back a minute every once in a while and be like, wait, what did they say?
Right.
But,
Subtitles go a long way.
Yeah. I hate subtitles if I don't need them. So
Right.
I just focus on them too much. It takes away from the show. But yeah, it was really good. It'd be cool if we did spoilers on it or something, but
Yeah,
I can't,
maybe sometime for sure if we get an empty week.
thought about.
Cool that she's magic, huh? That'll be
Yeah.
fun.
For sure. She's
Perfect
good.
for that.
So yeah, awesome. So, yep. And then I read the new Paper Girls came out this week.
Ooh.
That was really good.
Nice.
New Walking Dead came out this week. That was really good. Yeah, you get to see what happened after the last one. Me and Nate. Did you read it yet, Nate?
No.
You got it yet?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Still good.
That'll be must do tomorrow. I'll get that done. I'm drinking my coffee.
And then I started reading another new Image book, Extremity. It's really good.
I have that one.
It's like a sci-fi, like about like clans. It's real gory. It's I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's really good. The art's really good and good story so far. I think.
How many issues are there?
It's up to 8. I think 8 just came out. So, and every week it gets really good reviews. So I've been meaning to read it, and I just started, and it's worthy of the reviews. It's really good. I'm gonna keep reading it.
I gotta get back to Saga first. I gotta do that.
Yeah, you gotta finish Saga first, for sure. It's still my favorite.
Yeah.
Is it? Brief question about Saga, Corey, because I'm not as far as you are. But does it look like it's winding down, or it's just still full throttle?
Definitely. It does not seem like it's winding down.
Okay.
Dirk.
Nope. But yeah, it's interesting to see how far it goes. But yeah, I don't know if
It's my favorite book, and I'm just curious if he has it capped, if it's like something that he's just writing off the cuff, or if it's like he's got it all planned out. And
I feel like it's Hazel's life since she's the narrator, right?
Yeah,
and she's still just a little kid right now.
All right.
She'll
Stop.
at least be.
Stop. Going too far there.
But yeah.
Spoilers.
And then beat Zelda, took down Ganon.
Nice.
golf clap.
beat his ass. Great game. I think it was overhyped, to be honest. I'm not as into it as Nate was.
Shocked.
It's I gave it like a. I'd say I give it an 8.
An 8.
8 out of 10.
8.
You're out of
Hot
your mind,
take.
dude.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Corey with the hot take.
Sorry.
It's 10 out of 10 for sure. It might not be the greatest game of all time, but it's a 10 out of 10.
Mario
yeah.
beats Link.
What do you take?
Corey's,
what takes
Mario.
away- what brings it down?
I don't know. It's just there's not much.
It's probably
All the enemies are pretty much the same. You take them, all the stuff you get, like the rewards you get in the chest and stuff. It's all pretty much the same. Nothing's really too unique. It's for how big the world is. There's not really like much in it besides like different terrain styles. Like every cool weapon you get breaks. So it's not like you can really have a cool one for a long time. It's not like it's worth too much to you. And the bosses were really easy. I mean, I beat Ganon first try. I mean, it was a good, cool open world game. It played really well. It was fun, but I just don't see what makes it one of the best games of all time. So
I've got an argument for every point that you just made there, except for Ganon, because I'm not there yet. But we go back and forth for an hour, so we'll just have to agree to disagree.
I wonder if the hype didn't play into this with Corey. You don't think the hype maybe?
There was a lot of hype when I played it.
Yeah. I
don't know.
I think I would love it, but
I
love Zelda games.
I do.
I mean, everybody was saying it was the
Zelda's
best
better than
game
Mario.
ever, which
Zelda
I was
is better
expecting
than
it
Mario.
the best thing ever. But so coming to my next point, played Mario, did live up to the hype. Beat Mario, beat Bowser. So beat Zelda and Mario last week. Mario did live up to the hype. Super fucking good. I mean, I'd
10.
say 9. I don't know.
Oh.
I'd say 9.
Nice.
Maybe. I liked it better than Zelda.
Controversy.
It's tough to get a 10 in my books, but
Did you ever play Legend of Zelda, the original?
I feel like on the Game Boy.
No, on the Nintendo. It came out in '86.
No, I mean, I might have played it. I never beat it.
Wow.
That's a year before I was born. So.
I think games are like in the past. So.
I didn't like Link to the Past because you had.
Oh man.
Wait. Oh, I liked that. I didn't like Adventure of Link, the second one.
No, Adventure Link's kind of.
Yeah,
Lame.
It's hard.
controversial for
It's hard to
everybody.
give Mario a 10 out of 10 just because I mean, there's no story in Mario. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's
It's
all
super
just
game.
gameplay, but it's super fun. Like that's why it gets that. I mean, I was having fun the whole time, and it just played really well. It's awesome using your hat, playing as all the different enemies. Every level I went through, I was just having a blast, and it was a really good time.
Sweet.
Definitely awesome. And then I had bought Gravity Rush 2 today. I'm playing that. That's awesome. I'm really liking that. I never played the first one, so I've been waiting for it to go on sale, and it hasn't. So it's only $40, so I bought it, and really liking that. And then Golf Story, still digging that. Everyone's Golf, still hating that. Fucking Vortex, really bullshit. But and then the three of us been played some Neverwinter, so that's pretty
You like
pretty
it?
good. Yeah, it's fun. It's sweet. It's D&D. It's cool. I'm shooting magic missiles and stuff, and it sucks because I couldn't make Aramel. They don't have moon elves. I had to be a sun elf, and
That's ridiculous that they don't have moon elves.
I know. Because the sun elves are kind of pricks, and like the moon elves are the cool ones.
They got tieflings.
Yeah.
They don't have moon elves.
No sorcerers, so I had to be a wizard. But
I thought that was
it's
weird.
It's I don't know, but good time playing with Jeff and Dirk. And I doubt I'll put too much time into it by myself, but it seems like a good MMO so far.
Right.
But But yeah, that's it. That's my week.
They don't even have Sun Elves in the player's handbook.
No,
There
they
are no
don't.
Sun Elves in here.
It's bullshit.
It's
But-
gay.
But it also,
There
It-
are.
Not in the
uh,
player's handbook. Is it?
Yeah, it has both. You
well,
go to Elves.
um,
I am going Elves.
but didn't Neverwinter precede 5th edition?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
It's 4th
Um,
edition.
All right,
Yeah.
Dirk. You're
Dirk,
up.
all
it's your
right.
turn.
I have a pretty short week. I didn't do much.
Play some Neverwinter.
I played Neverwinter. That
Everybody's
was my introduction. I gotta say, for a free game, it's kind of unbelievable how much fun I'm having with it.
Right.
It's just, I guess I haven't played a whole lot of MMORPGs, so it's not a familiar thing for me to do. But what is familiar is all the D&D terminology and the
Sure.
backgrounds and the lore with Forgotten Realms. So that is awesome to be able to play a game within that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I've played a few PC games, like Planescape Torment I played, and then, what's the other one?
Page
Baldur's
23, Jeff.
Yeah, I just found it. I didn't want to interrupt Dirk.
I played
So
Baldur's
yeah,
Gate back in the day. I really liked that.
Yeah, it was good, but I think this was like a really, really, even better than those games in a way, version of playing D&D, you know?
Yeah. I wish they'd get in bed with somebody real. Like, I'd love to have, like, BioWare do a D&D game or something like that, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Totally.
Perfect
Awesome.
World does pretty good.
Yeah.
No, it's really good. I'm surprised that it's as old as it is, and there's still a ton of people playing it. I mean, if you go in, there's a lot of, a lot of people.
4 years really isn't that old for an MMO. People play
Oh,
those
okay. Yeah, you
years
see it.
and years.
I'm thinking about just normal games, but no, it's cool. And then they just added the Tombs of Annihilation expansion for characters at a level 70, so you can play that. You can play Storm King's Thunder, I think. Those are
Icewind
two.
Dale, the Underdark. There's so many
But those
campaigns once
two-
you get high level.
Those two specifically, Tomb of Annihilation and Storm King's Thunder, are both adventures in 5th edition.
Yeah.
That's, I think
cool.
that's the difference between those other ones. Besides that, I picked up 2 image books. They're a little bit older. They're not new ones, but I got Tokyo Ghost finally. I just read a few pages, so I can't really report on that one, but it looks okay. But the bigger thing for me is I got Descender, which is Jeff Lemire. I'll run through this brief description. One young robot struggles to stay alive in a universe where all androids have been outlawed and bounty hunters lurk on every planet. A rip-roaring and heartfelt cosmic odyssey that pits humanity against machine and world against world to create a sprawling space opera. That's
Sounds
from
great.
2015. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, I blew through like the first 4 issues in no time because it was one of those like I have to keep reading books.
Cool.
You know?
Cool.
And
What's that called?
Descender.
Descender.
Yeah. And then I picked up Cuphead today. So
Nice.
probably played about 5 minutes of it, not much, but I've heard already that it's incredibly hard. And even
Yeah.
the first level I started, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a tough one. It's one of those platformers that's like
It's bullet
it
hell.
seems like yeah. And then but the artwork is just unreal. The animation, being able to play a cartoon like that is so different than it's just so fluid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the art is great, and I like that Max Fleischer art style from the 30s is great. So
Cool.
that's my week.
Jeff.
Nice.
Wow, my week was pretty much not like Dirk's. No, I was off this week, so I played a lot of Everybody's Golf, unlocked Imperial Gardens, St.
Nice.
Andrews.
I'm up to 45 gems. I'm almost there.
Played Neverwinter. Played some more Assassin's Creed because I'm trying to get a feel for that game. And I don't know. I've read some reviews where it says that it feels like Assassin's Creed, but it's not the same.
Mhm.
It's not. I don't think it is. I just
How's it different?
I can't get into it. It doesn't have the same exact feel.
Huh.
And I think the biggest thing for me is the voice acting is good, but the dialogue in ancient Egypt, it's not fitting.
Okay.
Because
Sure.
and I can't play it with my son in the room because it's just too violent for him.
Right.
Crushing people's skulls and shit. I don't know. It just doesn't have the same. It has similar feel to Assassin's Creed, but it's got broken mechanics, sort of like in Black Flag when you tried to open a chest in Black Flag, and you'd have to jump around the damn thing like a few times to try and get it open. But I played Neverwinter with Dirk.
How's it? Assassin's Creed, is it a looker? Though
It looks
those games
great.
are always
It visually is spectacular. I mean, the recreation of what ancient Egypt might have looked like is really good.
Cool.
They've always been good visually, but it's the repetitiveness reminds me of the original Assassin's Creed, where the other ones branched out, with Ezio, and then with Black Flag, and they were sort of repetitive, but they had enough stuff in the middle that it would keep you entertained. What else did I play? I beat Until Dawn on Halloween night.
Oh, that's right.
That's awesome.
And that game is really good to play on Halloween. And at one point, I left the candy dish out on the recycle bin and forgot about it for like an hour.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, I was like, why isn't the doorbell ring? And I was like, where's the candy dish? And I was like, oh yeah, and I went out there, and it hadn't been touched. I had like one trick or treater the whole night.
That's crazy. That game's a great game, and I want to talk to you about it, not live, full spoilers, and see how our stuff was different, because it's cool how different it can be. At first, at the beginning of it, I was kind of turned off by some of the dialogue and stuff. Little heavy with the teenage craziness, and but a couple hours in, it's like, more. Let's go. Let's see everybody die. I don't care how annoying they are, because they're gonna die.
Well, the one that I wanted to die didn't die, and the one I didn't want to die died. And that sucks. It was bullshit, because it was one of those where it's like, don't move, right?
Yeah.
Where it's don't move the controller.
Still.
Yeah.
And it was vibrating, and I was just holding on to it, and its vibration actually made it move.
Oh.
And it killed her. Shit, it didn't fucking move.
That's funny.
But yeah, I really liked Until Dawn, and I'm glad I played it. I went and watched Thor by myself on Friday morning.
Right.
A bunch of senior citizens. And I was listening to them. They were commenting like, oh, the 3D looked amazing. And I'm like, no, it didn't.
We'll talk Thor later.
Yeah, I'll talk that later. I went to Source and picked up a physical copy of the Realm 1 and 2.
Right.
Just to have, and then I have Black Magic 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
cool.
That was it, yeah. And I played D&D since no one else covered it. We played Dungeons and Dragons, Labyrinth Lifers.
I'm so sorry about that. I have to apologize for that
Mirla,
battle.
Stomped.
Dude.
Mirla was.
She killed 3 people. Yeah, she killed 3 people, I think.
Yeah.
And then today I realized that my crossbow was at range for some of those that I could have hit them.
Yeah. I'm surprised Thanon didn't have a missile weapon.
Yeah.
I thought he did for some reason.
He's all about battle axes and eating jerky during a battle.
Right.
I was gonna start playing cards until Strahd showed up. That's because I'm proficient at cards and I haven't busted that out yet because of my time in being a soldier. But yeah, it wasn't to be. Once Strahd showed up, I had to go at him.
Oh.
But anyways, that's a whole other show. Check out Labyrinth Flavors if you guys want to see
it. News of the week. All right. Number 5, I'll let Jeff lead this one. He said he could talk about it. Had some BlizzCon 2017.
Oh, yeah.
Got some highlights for us.
Oh yeah, BlizzCon 2017. The biggest thing that several of the announcements was that one, Blizzard announced that they're going to bring back vanilla WoW servers. For those of you who don't know what vanilla WoW is, that's the original release from 2003. They don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to bring it back because of player demand.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was a big thing.
I didn't think
that
that was
mean?
the biggest news, though, out of it.
That was the biggest thing. It just means that like vanilla WoW, is the original game, so there's no quest trackers. You actually have to read the quests and everything to figure out where to go. You have to level up. You have to level up weapon proficiencies so you can actually hit the creatures every time you pick up a different
I
weapon.
might like that.
It actually counts your ammo, so you have to worry about ammo for people that use like bows and guns and stuff. It's just baseline, so you can't ride a mount until level 40, so you got to run everywhere until level 40. It's different. It was how I played.
Right.
So
cool.
They don't know how because they say that there's a lot of bugs with the original content, and they've changed it so much that it's not the same game. But 2003 to now, it's been going on for 14 years. It took me 12 years to finally stop playing it.
right, totally.
Another thing, but
I was just going to say, I thought that the StarCraft news was bigger.
oh, the free to play. I was
Yeah.
just about to talk about. Yeah, StarCraft 2 is free to play, which a big thing. But they kind of feel that StarCraft and the RTS genre is kind of dead.
Yeah.
not
StarCraft 2
really-
could bring it back, I feel like.
They've tried it, but it's just getting stagnant.
Right.
And I think that mostly because South Korea rules supreme in StarCraft 2 for online play.
Yeah.
Another thing that they announced was a new character in Overwatch, Moria.
Right.
And then there's been some pressure to do a single-player kind of origin story mode to talk about the story leading up to Overwatch themselves and all the characters. And they did a teaser trailer with Reinhardt during the show.
Nice.
And what they didn't cover was there was nothing for Diablo.
Right.
That sucks.
So-
I still play Diablo a lot with my buddies.
Diablo 3. They haven't done anything with Diablo 3 since the last update.
Sucks.
And
The new season's coming out soon. I'm about to get back into it.
yeah, I think so. Well, and that was it from BlizzCon. I mean, BlizzCon's pretty cold because you have 10,000 people there. It's not as good as Eve Vegas. So,
Yeah. All right.
Got that Eve plug in for the week.
Number 4. After all the mass complaints and outrage, EA changed the loot crate system for Battlefront 2.
Still not enough in my mind.
What'd they do?
I said still not enough in my mind. So they came out and detailed everything on their website. They said the Epic Star cards, which are the highest tier cards, are out of the crates. They say that you need to reach a certain rank to craft the upgraded cards. Weapons are locked behind milestones.
levels.
Yeah, but it says there's a select few in the crate still, so it's not completely blown out of there. And then class-specific gear and items can be unlocked by playing them. So for your different characters or whatnot. So they made some changes because of the outrage. Still not enough in my mind. Clearly the whole loot crate system is dumb if it has weapons and armor and stuff in it. Like, I don't mind how Overwatch does it, where it's just skins and cool
cosmetic
stuff, right? Then fine. If you want to buy that, go ahead. And if you don't, you unlock it as time goes on. Like, anytime you put a single weapon, card, or armor in there, it's bullshit. So.
Yep.
Totally.
Agree.
So, yeah. Number 3. Start making some bank off our PS4 trophies.
How's that gonna happen?
Not
Yeah,
really.
Explain that,
It's-
please.
Basically, you get points for every trophy you get. Your points can eventually get you to a $20 PSN gift card.
Yep.
It's
Rare
like
trophies get you-
2,000 points or something, and it's like 100 points for a platinum, and goes down for each one. So if you play a shitload of games, get a bunch of trophies, eventually you'll get $20 gift card.
That's the life you're living right now. So
one thing is it's not retroactive.
Right, correct.
And you have to sign up on SonyRewards.com.
Yeah.
And then link your PSN account to it, and then you can start.
Yeah, I thought I
rewards.
did that, and I couldn't log in.
You did. Everybody should be doing that anyways if you buy a single game digitally, because you get points for that stuff too.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
If you ever buy stuff digitally, you should be in the Sony Rewards.
So I tried to sign up today, and I tried to use my Facebook credentials because it just uses Samuel 2.0 authentication through a reverse web access proxy, and it just gives all the information that Sony wants that Facebook already has and nothing else. And every time I try to do it and log in, it errors out and I get a server error.
Nice.
Nice.
Everybody's trying to do it now.
Yep.
Number 2, Super Mario Odyssey sells 2 million copies in 3 days, the most in the history of Mario.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just Mario.
Yeah.
Nintendo and the Switch are super healthy right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's funny, like, you can see them on store shelves right now, but that shit's going to dry up come close to Thanksgiving and stuff. They're going to disappear again, you know?
Yeah.
The demand is there. People like it. So, you know, the question will be how many games come to this thing? You know what I mean? Right now it's on a rocket trajectory. And it'll be interesting to see. You know, the third parties, Nintendo begs them to get on board every time, and this is the time that if they're smart, they will to some degree or another. You know, because they're selling.
Yeah, for sure.
They're gonna fuck it up somehow. I hope not, but I really want Nintendo to do good. I think they have a piece of the market that they can really do well, but they need to do it well. Not just like take that market for granted, which is what I think they do.
I hope it does well because I got a Switch. So.
Yeah.
But and just the fact that the next Pokemon's coming out on it, I'm glad I bought it. So, all right, and then this probably gonna run a little long here. Gonna run down all the trailers for Paris Games Week. Big week for PlayStation. Bunch of shit dropped, so we're gonna give you our reactions.
I heard a bunch of negative comments about people bitching about how there weren't enough announcements and stuff, and these were all trailers for games that we've already seen. And like, Sony does 3 conferences a year. They do this thing, they do PSX in a couple weeks, and E3. So it's like you can't be announcing tons of big games all the time. Announce 1 or 2, and then show us some trailers how everything else is doing. You know, I'm down.
Right? Yeah.
Totally.
Looks sweet.
Totally.
Totes.
So,
all right. So,
start with the big one.
Last of Us 2.
Let's go for it.
I didn't watch it because I don't want to. I mean, is there spoiler content in there?
No, I don't think so.
No spoilers.
I wouldn't spoil anything from the first game if you haven't watched it yet. Super brutal, huh? It's, let's not go like crazy. Let's try not to spoil stuff as much as possible if people don't watch these trailers just because of that. But you know, it's definitely a brutal thing. There's a spot where a camera could pan away and it does not. If you're watching your screen, it's pretty nasty. And it was kind of you know, sparked some controversy around that as well.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Just showed a bunch of people we never heard of. But, you know,
well,
missing a couple big names there.
I don't know. We'll have to talk about it. We'll have to talk about it later. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be wrong there.
Yeah. I guess whatever. Yeah. Next up, Spider-Man.
What's the release date on that?
I don't think there is one yet, but everybody's suspecting it'll be the next Christmas, not this one.
Yeah.
Yep. What do you guys think?
I love it, but I mean, you know,
Looks awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
the city looks great.
I hope they can pull off. I mean, I think comic book games are so hard to do, right? You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and
Seems
good.
like
and playable.
Insomniac would be good. Good
Yeah.
match
Yeah.
for Thor.
Yeah, I think so.
So,
It's cool to see Miles and
Yeah.
apparently playable Mary Jane.
yeah, you can tell there
Ooh.
that you were playing her at
Yep.
some point. So, yeah, that looks sweet.
It does.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Next up, Ghost of Tsushima.
Tsushima.
No
Tsushima.
Tsushima.
No Tsushima.
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 There wasn't a whole lot there. I mean, it
No.
was just
There was no game. It was just cinematics. There was really no game
Yeah.
footage.
Here's the
Right.
thing, though. That was the announcement for Sucker Punch's next game. So Sucker Punch has made nothing but Infamous for the past
Yeah.
10 years or whatever, and Infamous is great.
Ooh. Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
if they're not making Infamous anymore, and it's a samurai game with those kind of sensibilities and whatnot,
Right. I
I'm
feel like that
stoked.
last second was gameplay, like we sliced them
Yeah.
at the very end.
Right.
But yeah, I'm stoked too. A samurai game, slicing people, by the makers of Infamous, could be really fucking awesome.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
must
I was a
buy.
big Tenchu fan from PS2. So.
They get really mad if you talk about ninjas. They're samurai. I heard,
Oh yeah, I know.
heard the
I'm
developers
just saying,
talk
if it's
about that.
something similar, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be if it's a samurai. but-
Tenchu's not like Infamous. You know what I mean? I'm expecting more
No.
Infamous. Have you played Infamous?
Yes.
Like that's what
I
I'm
played-
expecting more of
Yeah.
that kind of a game.
Right.
You know, but it'll
Yeah.
it'll be cool. You know, feudal Japan. You know, the countryside
Great
and stuff like
setting,
that
yeah.
instead of cities and whatnot. It'll be cool to see how they do it.
Sure. Yeah. God of War looks pretty
Look good?
badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, yeah. It does look good.
Slashing shit out of people.
Yeah.
Looks like it'll just be fun to play for sure. He's
Is the
got a
battle
little,
system going to be different? It looks a little different, right?
I don't know. I thought this was the first trailer where it looked like old God of War's games when he started
Yeah.
fighting people and he was swinging stuff around and pulling them in
Yeah.
and whatnot. And
Yeah.
that was the first time it did look pretty similar to me.
got a little Thor action going on with his
Right.
axe, bringing it back to him. But yeah, looks sweet. The one that brought tears to Nate's eyes, Detroit.
What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
What?
What?
Who goes?
What?
No, I
What,
thought
Detroit?
it looks, I think it looks great, but
Yeah.
I think I mean, it's hard to discern if it's gonna be as solid as the trailer is indicating it's gonna be, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
What,
It looks pretty
Detroit? I like Detroit. I thought that was interesting.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks different.
It does.
It looks like it could be awesome. I mean, it looks awesome. The graphics look great.
Yeah. It's got an
yeah,
interesting story just from the trailer.
Have you
Is
guys
it
played
sorta
their
gonna-
previous games?
What is it?
What's it?
Until Dawn and the other
Until
one.
Dawn.
No, not Until Dawn.
Beyond? Did they do Beyond?
Beyond Two Souls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Starring what's her name?
Yeah, I didn't, but that's what it reminded me of when I watched it.
And
Was
they
that
did.
good?
Most people like the first game they did. I can't remember what the heck it was. It's Heavy Rain. I think.
Heavy Rain, yeah.
I never had a chance to play that.
Okay.
That was kind of PS3 only.
It makes sense now. Yeah, it's I think it looks like those two games for sure. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it looks like it could be sweet. We'll see. Got pretty real.
Did get real.
Did he kill that girl in the one picture?
It seems like
He's laying her on the bed.
It seems like one
fucked
of the
up.
options is the little girl is dead.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh. Damn.
Damn.
Except Shadow of the Colossus gameplay trailer, which did not look like. I don't know why you call that the gameplay trailer. You don't see a single Colossus, but
I thought he.
but it looks good.
I thought he climbed up one. I thought it comes and flies down next to him, and he grabs its wing and climbs up it, and he's riding the horse
link
and
that
stuff.
you sent didn't have him climbing the wing of a Colossus.
Oh, then you looked at the wrong one. Yeah, it was definitely a Colossus battle. It was him hanging out the horse homie, whose name I can't remember, and then he ends up riding through a desert, and this one flies down, and he climbs up its wing and stuff. And it looks sick. It looks really good.
I didn't see that.
Did y'all beat the first one?
The one
first
that
time
you
around?
linked in here just showed him walking over a
Walking.
bridge. and
I
it
thought I was
like-
watching. I
That's
thought
not
I was
the right
watching
one.
Lord of the Rings.
It's not
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was Lord of the Rings. I was
What
like,
the fuck?
this is what they're just fucking walking everywhere. That's a fun game.
That's funny. Go to PlayStation's YouTube channel. It's right there. And it looks
Alright.
sick. It looks really
Watch
good.
it.
Did y'all beat it the first time around?
I did.
Hey.
It's
Yeah.
in my top 10 for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you haven't played Last Guardian yet?
No, I haven't. It's on my
Okay.
list. Yeah.
Again, it looks like it's in that family of. I guess it's the same people, right?
Yeah, it was their game
Yeah.
before. Yep.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Corey's
and
favorite game?
Destiny 2. Curse of Osiris.
You'll be in for that though, huh?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
being.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm in.
It looks like.
So
So that's like brand new
that's
story
interesting.
content?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
We finally get to meet Osiris, who we've been hearing about for years now.
Yeah.
He looks kind of dumb.
I think he looks all
I think
right.
his bird hat looks stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. It looks like more Destiny. It looks like another expansion to Destiny 1. Monster Hunter World, next trailer.
Looks
I
like
thought,
Monster Hunter.
yeah, it looked like Monster Hunter. The single player stuff looked weak, but once it brought other people in, it looked awesome. Like if it was, on Sunday night, the four of us taking down one of those huge monsters, I think would be
That
a lot
would
of
be
fun.
cool. Yeah.
But playing it alone just doesn't.
Everybody
I don't
says
know,
that it's essential. The multiplayer play is
Ah.
essential. Everybody who's into Monster Hunter, again, I've tried several times, and I've just played the single party player stuff, and it's been
Same
like
here.
that. Yeah, it gets a little boring after a couple hours. But yeah, everybody, I guess the monsters have multiple tells, so when your group is attacking them, you all have to have a different job to take them down and stuff. That's what I've heard. And this one finally looks friggin' spectacular. I've been looking at them on the 3DS and whatnot for years
Yeah.
at this point. So yeah, we're gonna check it out. I'll definitely grab that, try it out
Yeah.
again. If this one doesn't grab me, I'm done. This will be like the fourth
Yeah.
time I've tried to get into Monster Hunter, but I'm gonna try for this one.
It doesn't
Yeah.
float my boat. That's my comments I made on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got to see the Frozen Wilds Horizon Zero Dawn expansion, which I have not been hyped for, but then watching that trailer, I got goosebumps. I'm like, I think I want to get that. I beat Horizon, and I felt like I was done with it. And then watching that trailer, I was like, damn, I should get back into it.
Yeah.
I think I might get that. I think it's only $15 if you pre-order it, so
That's cool.
it'd be worth it. You still haven't beat Horizon, so.
It's still on my list, but it's far down. I may
Oh,
never
those
beat
asides.
it, to be
Those little sneaky asides thrown in there like
Yeah.
barbs.
honest. Yeah, I beat a game today, damn it. I knock them out. It just takes me some time.
Dude,
Nier is
Yeah.
next.
our age,
Nier's
Nate,
the
I
next
mean,
one.
Yeah.
like,
At least
And
you beat games.
And then Uncharted.
I beat games.
no, that's me. He's talking about me.
Oh. I was like, dude,
I start like 15 at a time, and
Yeah.
you beat everybody's golf though.
well,
You got to the
I mean,
If you
credits.
see the
I
credit
got to
roll,
the
that's
credits.
beating.
Yeah.
That's being a game.
Yeah.
And then
Everybody-
what the fuck is Eric?
I don't know. I liked it.
PlayLink. I'm into it. Listen, let me
I like
explain.
that one.
So, Nate already knows about PlayLink,
Yeah.
right? Are we
Yep.
ran through this before?
I played the other
You
one.
use your phone as a controller for.
Now what the wiping of the glass? That's you on
Yeah.
your phone.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Kinda
there
what I
is
thought.
another game I think that Wojo talked about called Hidden Agenda. It's like
Yeah.
$20.
It's the next game
And-
from the Until Dawn people.
Yeah, it's like a detective game, and it's sort of like this choose your own adventure sort of style. I imagine this is going to be similar to that,
Yeah.
but this looks like it's actual film content, right?
It is, yeah. It's full
Yeah.
motion video, but they chop it up, and you don't notice it being chopped up, but every decision you're making changes it. So you
Yeah,
can go back
so-
and do
Okay,
different
that's
stuff.
what I thought. I was like, this is either the best graphics I've ever seen, or it's just real life.
That's what I thought. I was like, these are really impressive graphics.
My wife saw the trailer for Hidden Agenda, and she really wants to play it. So I don't know if it's
Check it
like,
out.
yeah.
Don't play That's You. That's terrible.
No. I knew that from
Yeah.
your first recommendation. I was like, that's the game we don't touch.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that Until Dawn made this game.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
my notes. I said it felt like Until Dawn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Funny.
And next up, Concrete Genie.
No.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looked pretty cool. Did you guys see it?
I thought it looked sweet.
I don't know. I don't know.
I thought it looked
You know,
cool.
I thought
There's
it
something
looked cool.
weird to me
It could
about
be
making
cool.
art on a PlayStation or any sort of console, like an art-based thing. It feels very disposable to me. It's the same reason that I never got into Little Big Planet, because it's just, I don't know. It feels like it's just very disposable. Like
I don't know. I understand what you're saying, but I also think that making the creatures that interact with you and picking the different how many arms they have, or
Yeah.
their horns and stuff, it looks cool to me. And then just the graphic style in general when they panned out
Yeah, all the
city was all
colors.
It'd be
painted and
cool.
stuff.
I just wonder how much gameplay I'll get out of it. I don't know if I'll just put it down after 5 minutes. I mean, I'm willing to try it for
Right.
sure.
Right.
Yeah. I thought the trailer looked awesome. It's hard to tell with that type of game whether will actually be good or not.
Yes,
but
some of those end up
yeah.
being real snoozers, and some of them end up
Yeah.
being Gravity Rush. Like Gravity
Yeah.
Rush, I thought was cool in that kind of artsy way, and you're not making the art, but a
Yeah.
lot of these kind of whenever I see a game that looks like an art project instead of an action game or whatnot,
Yeah.
I find that most times I'm disappointed by it. Once I
Right.
actually play it, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that was a little too smart for its own good. But I thought this one looked cool. Enough for me to check out. I like to check out anything
Yeah.
that looks unique, and that game looks unique.
Yeah. And next up, Guacamelee
Alright.
2.
Yeah.
That trailer, I thought this might have been my favorite trailer out of the bunch,
Really?
to be honest.
I turned it
I
off
think
after
Jeff's not
30
going to
seconds.
understand.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you
There's
clearly
some-
just don't get it. Guacamelee
Yeah.
is a great platformer.
I've never heard of it. I like platforming games.
Well,
I
then
do like
check it out.
platforming games.
Yeah, check it out. You can get Guacamelee
No.
for like $2.
It's not that it does.
Well,
it
I'm
doesn't-
sorry.
It doesn't
can't
do anything like wildly different, you know.
No,
but
it doesn't.
it's something about the style and the music and
music,
just
right.
the funny stuff happening in it. I don't know. It brought me back. I mean, I played it as on a whim just for a little while on my PC, and I came back to it again and again for a good chunk of time. So
Me too.
I'm
This
excited.
one, when the end of it with all the chickens, I was like, damn, it was sick. I loved it.
yeah,
It's really
Yeah.
good.
Yep, I never played Guacamelee. I heard it's good. But,
You should.
Yeah.
I never heard of it until you posted that trailer.
just not gonna play it.
Dude, look on Metacritic.
Just a
Guacamelee.
hater.
Everybody likes Guacamelee.
Fuck Metacritic.
Check it out. Everybody likes them. It's critically.
They liked Mario
No.
too, and where do I stand on that?
It doesn't have Eve in the title. He's not gonna play it.
Yeah. And what I thought looked like the lamest game of 2018.
Yep.
For sure.
Ore, or.
It's pronounced you. I forget. No, I forget it. Never mind. Somebody told me.
Friend?
But
Ure.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's
Yeah,
like they said in the
looked
comment
awful.
section.
Ura.
They said Journey, and then what's the water game that's like Journey? Now this is the air game
Absinthe.
that's like Journey.
Yeah.
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 That's what it
That's-
looked like. Is that
that's
by the
the
same
game-
people? 'Cause
That's the
what it looked
game
like.
I was
Yeah.
thinking of was Journey. I just couldn't remember the name of it when I watched that trailer.
Yeah.
I was like,
Same.
lame,
It's becoming a genre now.
Yeah.
lame.
That's what it's
Yeah.
happening.
Stupid.
Those are artsy projects that I thought were overrated.
Right.
For sure.
For
sure.
That's one of the most boring games of all time.
Look, I
Um,
would love to. I think there's something there to make a game artistic, but you have to make it. I don't
Fun?
know. Yeah, you have to make it fun.
Not
It
lame.
can't just be all art. You know.
Yeah.
For sure. And then Onrush.
That looked fun.
I thought it looked really fun. I was really surprised by this
I
one.
think
Oh,
it'd be
I'd play
good
that, yeah.
if we could get a lot of multiplayer going
Was
on
it
it,
racing?
and you
Yeah.
could wreck Adam a lot
Yeah,
and
ATVs.
watch him cry.
Definitely. The what was the PS3 game MotorStorm?
Yeah.
This is it looks like the next iteration of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah,
looked
looks
like
like
it'd be a
it would be.
good time multiplayer.
For
Yes,
sure.
for sure.
And then
Sure.
Spelunky too.
Spelunky
Oh.
too. I love Spelunky. Love me some Spelunky. So I was definitely. It'll be interesting to see. Spelunky is like the perfect package. I don't know how you iterate on it, sort of thing. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see what they do with it.
Zach loves that too.
So is this like a remake of the Nintendo game Spelunker?
No.
Which is cave exploring?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not. Not anything like that. It's a roguelike. If you played any roguelikes.
Nope.
No? Never played Rogue Legacy or Rogue? No. So you
Rogue Squadron, yes.
No, not Rogue Squadron. So in roguelikes you die over and over and over and over, like a million times you die. And each time you're slowly building up your skills and stuff. Like in Rogue Legacy, you have children, and then they take a run at the same castle after you, and they will inherit certain traits as it goes along and whatnot. So it's one of those things where it is a platformer, and but it's quick. Like the first 100 times you play it, you make it about 30 seconds, and then you finally get to the spot where you've built up enough stuff and you've seen the same things over and over again enough to do it. And all these games also they randomly generate the levels, so it's not just memorization. It's your skills.
Yeah, Spelunky's on the Switch. It's like if you look at the top 10 games for Switch, everybody says that's.
How many Switch games do they have? 10.
Well, I mean, it has awesome reviews for every system.
Corey,
Again, Jeff,
you should get that Rabbids game. Everybody loves that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get it for Jeff.
It just doesn't look great to me for some reason.
Yeah.
Because it's Rabbids or
Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
everybody.
That's it. That's your news of the week.
Thank God.
It's community shout out time. Giving the love back to the people that gave the love to us. I think we're up to 779 before I went and looked.
779,
So
yep.
thank you to all the new subscribers. These particular people also have YouTube channels. If you like what we do, we check out some of their stuff. We like it. We give them a shout out. You can find a link in the description of the YouTube video. If you're in audio, search for these people on YouTube. But so we're gonna start this week out with it looks like Martin Craigston.
Craigston.
Yeah.
Craig's
And,
son. Yeah, sorry. We mispronounce everything.
Craig.
Smokey D.
Mackie won.
Mackie won?
Mackie won. And I have Alec, the Epic Gamer. And then Iris.
It's one of my favorite Pixies songs is Alec Eiffel. It's a great tune.
Yeah, and then we got the Smurfy Gamers out there.
Nice.
Their channel looks fun. I
Nope.
looked at it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, totally.
Nope.
Yeah.
What's
Totes.
so
Tough.
every week we do the name of the week where we just pick based on nothing but names. It's a great honor passed down through the generations.
Yeah, this one's gonna be tough, guys.
I think for me it's Smurfy Gamers.
Yeah.
I'm going with Alec, the Epic Gamer.
I'm torn because I like Alec, the Epic Gamer.
What about Papa
But-
Smurf?
I know
Smurfette.
Smurfy Gamers.
Everything's Smurfy, man.
You gotta
Okay,
to the
I gotta-
side.
You better
Jeff.
not
I'm gonna
smurf this
go with
up.
Alec. I'm gonna go with Alec.
Oh,
This
you
is
totally
so freaking-
smurfed it, dude.
Fine.
It's a tie.
What the Smurf?
Tie. So congratulations to Alec and the Smurfy gamers.
Yep.
All right.
Congrats.
So thanks for watching, everybody. We're about to go to our Thor full spoiler spectacular. It is going to be full spoilers, so if you haven't seen Thor yet, go do so and then come back, hit us up. So everybody, if you're leaving, thank you for watching. This has been Comically Gaming, episode 77. We
What
appreciate
about
you.
the stop?
Thank you.
Yeah, so before you leave, you're right. That I was getting at that, but thank you for the reminder, Corey.
Sorry.
Check out our website, gamescomicsandculture.wordpress.com. We put all our stuff there.
Yep, we're on Twitter at GCandC.
You can support us at patreon.com GCandC.
And thank you to Fred Thomas for the music and Xee Reiter for our Loger.
CC.
Thank you.
Loger.
Logo.
That sounds like something you hack off or something.
Are you having a stroke, Jeff?
I don't know.
All right, thanks everybody. If you're checking out, everybody else hang tight, and we're gonna talk some Thor later.
Late.
Welcome everybody. We're gonna run through Thor Ragnarok Spectacular. We
Full
all checked
spoilers.
it out this past week. Full
Full
spoilers.
Full
spoiler. We're all in unison here about how amazing this movie was, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, it's totally awesome.
I think I liked it more the second time.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I would too.
I
I was
I
curious.
probably would, too.
Where does this fit in your list of Marvel movies?
Right behind Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Yeah, I'd say yeah, yep, yeah. I think it's right behind it. Yeah, Guardians. I think the first one has that touch of sadness to it.
Sure.
That kind of makes it a full movie. I don't think Thor has the sadness, but man, incredibly witty dialogue. I don't think it. I think they beat
Totally.
Deadpool on dialogue. which
Yeah.
is,
I agree.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And somebody made the point, like, of all the characters to make this movie about, they picked Thor. Just,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I feel like
Yeah.
they've made enough movies now that go ahead and start making these individual movies different genre types. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it is a little weird. I kind of would prefer my Thor serious and go deep in the mythology and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's weird to take Thor and make it the comedy, but
I thought it,
He was so
Yeah.
good at it.
I thought it worked
Yeah.
really well.
I
And
did
they
too.
made last minute changes. I was reading an article, and I guess it was Kevin Smith. They followed one of his advice, and that's why Helmsworth and the director decided to break Thor's hammer when he meets Hela.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was sort of just a last minute change on,
Dude.
on the whole thing.
it was awesome how he turned
Yeah.
into lightning.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh man, that was
Instead, right?
fantastic.
Lord of Thunder.
Yeah, it's cool.
Totally awesome. Yeah.
There's like a few spots that I really loved. One of them, this isn't like over the top, but when they're watching the play of like the fake
Yeah.
Thor and fake
Oh
Loki,
yeah.
and it's when Loki's as Odin and he sees Thor, he says, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
It's like little stuff like that they
Yeah.
snuck in that just kill me. It was so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny. I was telling Nate, like, it took me a minute to get used to it, just because right off the bat, I wasn't expecting it to just be so funny the whole time through as, like, a Thor movie. Like, right off the bat, when he drops from the chain and he's, like, spinning, I was like, okay, they're trying to make this too funny or something. And then, like, about a quarter of the way in, I'm like, okay, it's just funny. It's fucking hilarious. This movie, it's just like a good time movie. Just, the crew going, Valkyrie was awesome. Everybody was so awesome.
Yeah.
I thought Bruce was awesome after coming out of being the Hulk for 2 years, just being kind of dumb and, like, still, like, in the Hulk mindset. But, as himself, he played that so well, I thought. It was just, it was great.
That's
so good.
First time that I've ever laughed at Hulk.
Yeah. Right.
Some of
So-
his comments.
Do you
I
guys?
thought it was.
Was Sakaar the Planet Hulk
Yes.
storyline?
Yes.
Is that
Yes,
what
not
Planet
only
Hulk
that,
is like?
His
Okay.
party's in there too. Those two characters that I don't know about both of them, but
Avon.
the Rock dude was in Planet Hulk.
That's the guy who died in Secret Empire, right? Rick Jones.
Oh, was that Rick? The Rock guy was Rick Jones?
I don't
think
think
they
so.
They had a different name for him, but he looked just like him.
I
He's
thought-
from he meets him on Scar. I
Yeah,
forgot
'cause-
this guy's name.
He had he was a part of Norse mythology. Like Thor knew him
Ah,
from something. You know what I mean? Like he
Oh.
said, "You're a whatever it is," and he was like, "Yeah." You're talking about the soft-spoken rock guy.
Yes.
I can't remember
I
his
liked
name.
him.
Yeah, I liked him
remember
too.
his
I
name.
thought he was great. Yep.
He was
See, I'm glad they went humor the full way because some of those scenes would have been out of place if they hadn't made it a funny movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Him on a chain. I liked Doctor Strange in this one. Too.
I love Doctor Strange. Yeah,
I thought it
really
was
great.
Awesome.
Yep. Oh, that was hilarious. The constant shifting of scenes between where he's talking to him. Yeah.
The mug of beer, and he's like, "Oh, tea's not your thing. What do you like?" It's like,
yeah,
right.
I just loved. I thought he played the part perfect. Like he sat Thor down and said, "Look, I'm in charge of watching for multi-dimensional evil beings and making sure that they don't fuck with Earth, and you just brought one here." So, but clearly he respected him because he's like, sit down and explain to me what's going on, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then once Thor did, he said, okay, I'll help you. And yeah, just the way that Loki went to attack him and he threw him, like he wasn't fucking with Loki. He was like, son, no, you're not doing that around here.
I like Loki so much, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
he's
great.
fantastic.
I like
Tom
Loki.
Hiddleston. Tom Hiddleston. It looks like they wanted to make this movie, you know, and this was like a way to keep those actors and actresses in it and feeling it because it wasn't just a paint by numbers, you know, comic movie.
It wasn't a cookie cutter kind of movie.
Yeah.
How
And I
awesome
Yeah.
would it have been if you didn't know that it was Hulk going to come out of those doors, though? Like, the trailer world, I want to quit trailers,
kind of
I
ruined
feel
it,
like.
yeah.
It would have been hard to miss that on commercials and everything else. Like,
I didn't really watch the trailers, so I went into it completely blind, and I was surprised when Jeff Goldblum showed up. I was surprised at a lot of the stuff that happened, and I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Goldblum was great.
Yeah,
Oh, my God, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really good.
When he destroyed that guy, when he melted him,
right?
And he was
stepping it. Yeah,
I like the lady that was helping Goldblum though, the stoic face one that was just giving stink eye to Valkyrie the whole time. I liked her. I don't know. I liked that character. And then at the end, when they do the revolution, and Jeff Goldblum's like, "Okay, revolution's over. Yay, good times." And
we died.
Did you see that part, Dirk?
Which
post credits?
Probably not.
No, I didn't. No.
You don't stay for the credits?
He couldn't.
No, I couldn't, dude.
He had a meltdown with a non-emergency with a privileged chick.
What did I have on here?
To me, like, to be honest, like, of all my stuff that in this movie, my favorite, like, 10 seconds of the movie were the slow pan, so like the flight of the Valkyries versus Hela, when they showed that and everything's going slow, and then Thor on the bridge at the end when he's jumping at everybody and full of lightning, and there's the pile of guys coming up to him. You know what I mean? Those were just some super cool images. Like, you could tell that the director was just having fun just playing with that stuff for a while. And
that's when I go ahead. Sorry.
Just the one last thing I was going to say, and then I'll shut up, is the opening fight I thought was fucking awesome. It was really cool when the way that he was doing everything with Mjolnir and stuff. It really made him look like a badass, like he would in my imagination, and like a human-sized god fighting a giant monster would look. Right? Like it nailed it, and it was so fast and all the action stuff. I really liked it.
Awesome.
Yeah. I watched it in 3D, and I remember, Nate, you said that you wanted someone's opinion in non-3D, and I like some of the effects that 3D gave you, just the depth of feel on the movie. My biggest complaint with 3D movies is when you have a character way in the foreground of a shot, and you're looking over their shoulder when you're having a conversation, it makes me feel like someone's blocking the camera. Like someone's standing up in front of you in the theater, and it's really annoying. And I don't like it when they make shots that are just for the 3D effect of, like, what was there's like a bunch of butterflies or something flying around. It was just a lot of in your face kind of shots.
I hate 3D to death. I hate everything about 3D. I will not go to another 3D movie if I don't have to.
Shit doesn't work for me because I got a lazy eye, so I mainly use my left eye, so it doesn't merge the images right, and it just looks like big fucking mask to me
It looks like a
whenever
big
I
mess
watch
to
it.
me, and my eyes work fine. Whenever there's action,
Yeah.
it just turns into a blur, and I feel like when there's not, it's just you can see the 4 layers distinctly, which is not what your eyes do in the real world.
No.
It just
Yeah.
seems gimmicky to me.
It takes
get it.
away from the movie experience, I think.
Some of the shots, the cinematic shots, when they're talking to Odin before he dies, I thought some of that was really good with the 3D effect. But you're right, the action shots don't look good. People blocking the view, and then just those the feel of those shots where you have something coming at you just for that thrill. It just detracts, I think, from the storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the music?
I love.
Oh my God, Zeppelin.
Zeppelin.
Well,
Yeah.
and I was talking more about the score.
Oh.
Like to me,
I didn't really
score was-
notice it, but
I noticed the score because I was sort of mindful because Dirk had brought it up in Discord about the
Mother's Ball.
guy,
Yeah.
that made the score. So when it first started with Zeppelin, I was like, okay, I like the song, but that's not who I was thinking. I did like the Willy Wonka, the original Willy Wonka theme when Thor's being brought to Jeff Goldblum. I love that. And I was sitting with a bunch of old people, and they all started laughing because everyone recognized the song. And I'm wondering, like, if I went and watched it with a younger crew, would they catch the
probably
same
not.
song?
Yeah.
That might have been what I missed when everyone was laughing around me. And I was like, what the fuck?
It's where Thor is being like on that train. He's on that chair being brought across, and it's that music playing in the background. That's from the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I gotta say, like I was really disappointed with it. Like I felt like watching all the commercials going into this, that they all had the super like retro 70s like crazy sound, like computer noises and whatnot. And I thought it really fit into the aesthetic with the colors and everything that's going on in this movie. And then when it was really a minor part in the actual movie. Whenever the action was going on, it was just your standard bom bom bom, like just
I didn't really
score
notice
that
the score.
Yeah,
I guess.
I know some of
was
Me neither.
boring to me, and I may be the world's biggest Mark Mothersbaugh fan. You know, I mean, this is the guy who did the score for Pee Wee's Playhouse, and was more importantly the mind behind one of the greatest bands of all time.
Devo. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I expected more. I was, and I actually didn't even realize it was him, and I found out after I saw it the first time, and so I was really paying attention the second time. I was not happy with it.
Freedom of choice. So 2 other things. Kate Blanchett, it was amazing.
I didn't recognize her until
God,
I saw
she
the
was-
credits. Honestly,
It was,
Hella.
she was hella.
She was hella.
oh yeah.
I didn't recognize her whatsoever.
Yeah.
She played it well, though. It
Yeah.
wasn't just like
I thought she was good.
she threw herself into it, I think. And then I enjoyed seeing Fenrir on film. I didn't think that would happen. You know, I wondered. I didn't get to read that article that you guys sent about the actual Ragnarok,
Right.
but I was already sort of familiar with the story with Loki on the ship of ghosts and all that.
Yeah.
They didn't really. I mean, they did put him on the ship. It just wasn't in the context.
Yeah,
of the,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't the villain of the story, but they did have Fenrir, which was awesome.
Yeah.
The wolf.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
great.
it was sweet.
The only big miss on the real mythology is the Midgar serpent supposed to eat Thor and Odin.
Yeah.
And
There's a few
Ragnarok,
things,
So
yeah.
you at least need to have the Midgar serpent show up. But
Right.
But to be honest, like clearly this movie wasn't about that, right? It was
Yeah.
just
Well,
about,
yeah.
This
Right.
is just about
A fun movie.
Yeah, it's a fun movie, and then the irony
Exactly.
at the end where they realized that they needed to start Ragnarok to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that was a nice twist. I definitely appreciated it.
This should
the-
set up Asgard on Earth.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's what they're headed
You know
to,
what's
but
crazy,
They got
too,
intercepted.
Is the I mean the Hulk sections were better than any of the Hulk movies.
Yeah. Of course.
I
Of
mean,
course. The Hulk movie.
I just
The
felt
Hulk
like
movies suck.
Yeah, they do.
it just felt it was crazy to have a Hulk movie within another movie be better than an actual Hulk movie.
That's
because
the world
Disney
we're in.
made it.
Yeah, that's what we're in.
Yeah.
Right.
The
No, that's cool.
only other thing, just thinking about this, is talking about all these actors. I don't know her real name, but Valkyrie, I really liked her.
Yeah,
you know,
She was awesome.
yeah, she had a lead spot in Westworld, and I didn't like her very much in that. Like when I saw that she was in this movie, I wasn't super stoked, so to speak. But I thought she was great in this movie. The amount of like
Tessa Thompson.
Thompson.
Yeah, the sassiness that she brought to this, and her going back and forth with Banner, like I know you too, and you know what I mean. She had just enough goofiness and just enough seriousness and just enough badassness when it was time to fight and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know that I was
Yeah,
definitely
she was
down with
really
her.
awesome.
She was a strong female character.
Yep.
I hope that
And
the
a drunk.
success of this
Yeah.
gives Marvel like impetus to take more chances on style being brought in a movie. You know,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
That's all I got. I'm dry.
That's it.
The
That's
wells
it.
run dry.
All right.
I'm gonna
That's
go
it.
watch it again.
Comically Gaming, episode 77, the Thor Ragnarok Spectacular has come to an end. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
It's been wonderful.
Yep.
You guys have a good week. We'll do it again next time.
All right.
Peace.
Later.
All right.
Later.
Later.